Eli here, and today we have one more video class, and this one will start on page 42 of our second book, and we're gonna talk about rejoinders. That is on this page right here. It is Unity 2, Chapter 2, rejoinders. And we start this class talking about what are rejoinders, right? The rejoinders, they are basically words and expressions used to interact directly with the speaker, showing attention, comprehension, interest, or participation into the dialogue. They are used as answers, especially the quick ones, or even critics to question, commentaries about a conversation as well. They form the most formal structures possible, and when used to answer a line, they add an information to it. The words so and to are rejoinders to affirmative statements. Either or either, and neither or neither, depending the pronunciation, which I tell you guys really don't matter. They are the ones used for negative statements. So it doesn't matter if you're going to say either or either, neither or neither. What you're going to have in mind that they are going to be used for the negative statements, while so and to are going to be used for positive statements, affirmative statements, right? We also have tag questions and fillers, which are characterized by comments that generally express reactions, being positive, negative, or expressing surprise or even interest. Ask you guys to pay attention to the zoom, which is this yellow box here on page 42. And it says that the expression as well is one more alternative to substitute to, the rejoinder to. An example, I play a lot of games on my PS4. I play games as well, or I play games too. As well would be a more formal form of confirming this idea. In positive phrases, as I told you before, guys, you're going to use so and to. Basically, when we use the auxiliary verb plus the subject, the answers are generally short. My dad graduated in college last year. So did my dad. Why do I use the auxiliary verb to? If you guys pay attention clearly here in this phrase, my dad graduated last year is a simple past phrase. So I'm always gonna use the auxiliary verb, which refers to the exactly same verbal tense, which my action verb is mentioned in my statement. Doesn't it make sense to you guys? It makes sense to you guys, doesn't it? And so do these examples down here. Bianca got an awesome grade this quarter. So did Brian. Do you see the same example? If I say that Bianca gets awesome grades every single quarter, which is a present tense and infinitive, I will change my auxiliary verb from did to does. So does Brian, because he gets awesome grades every single semester. In this case, he got it, the last one specifically. All right, go down a little with this camera right here. I think it is actually better. All right, guys, I was so nervous before the class, and so were we, reply back a bunch of other students. However, when using to, the natural order of the words in a phrase remains the same. My dad graduated in college last year. My dad graduated last year too. Bianca got awesome grade this quarter. Me too, which is a short form. When when it comes to negative phrases, we use neither, as I said, or neither, as you prefer, plus the auxiliary verb plus the subject. In the examples of I have never traveled to Japan, neither has my sister. If we're more than one person, like a plural situation, neither have my friends. Remember that have and has have this variation when has going to be used to the third person pronouns, while have are going to be used referring to the remaining pronouns, right? Derek didn't play that competition, and neither did I, or neither did my mom, or neither did my friend. The importance here is that I'm talking about past sentence. If I say that Derek doesn't play that game, neither does my sister, neither do I. Pay attention to the relation of the auxiliary verbs and the pronouns. Alright, guys? Although, when using either or either, as you prefer to pronounce, the usual order of the words remain the same as a long answer. I have never traveled to Japan. My sister hasn't traveled to Japan either. Derek didn't play the competition. I didn't play it either. Well, to the final part of this lesson here, I want to mention a little bit the question tags and fillers. The question tags answer an affirmation using a rhetorical question. Because I know basically what I'm asking is just rhetorical. Like, I really think that Apple is way better than Samsung. And I know that you guys think that Apple is way better than Samsung. So that's going to be a rhetorical question to confirm my point of view. iPhones are way better than smartphones, aren't they? With them, we use the verb in a phrase as its short form. Negative tags are used at the end of the positive ones and vice versa. So if I said that smartphones aren't better than iPhones, are they? The meaning would be literally the same. However, you gotta pay attention. If your statement is affirmative, your tag must be negative and vice versa. The negative tags, as an example, online classes are less fun than going to school, aren't they? So pay attention to two things here. First, my statement here is affirmative, so my tag obviously is going to be positive. How do I based on my tag? I based upon the verb to be in this one because it's the main connection between those words. In the downer example, I use a singular form. Brazil is the number one in soccer, isn't it? Or isn't Brazil it is the substitute to Brazil. Chevrolet makes millions a year, doesn't it? If I was talking about last year, like Chevrolet did a lot last year, didn't it? So it basically depends on the structure I'm using, right? France won the latest FIFA World Cup, didn't it? You see that here I have a past example. Won, that's the reason I use didn't here, because it's the past auxiliary. The air has become more polluted over the years, hasn't it? This is a present perfect tense. That's the reason I use haven't participle right there. And you gotta always pay the difference between have and has when you're gonna use one and when you're gonna use the other. Have is gonna be both used for plurals and I. However, has is gonna be used for third person pronouns. And the latest example here is the last one here is about the PlayStation 5 that some of you guys think is going to cost about 600, 500 euros. In Brazil, it's going to be something between 7 to 8k reais. It's awful for those who like gaming. And the new PS5 can run games up to 8k resolution. Can't it? In fact, it can. PlayStation 5 is supposed to run games upscaling to 8K resolution. I don't even have an 8K monitor. I have a 4K monitor. My laptop is a 900p. You know what I'm saying? The affirmative tags. Those guys must be thinking, oh, the teacher is a nerd. Affirmative tags. Neymar didn't play a final match World Cup, did he? Well, he didn't. She wasn't feeling good last week, was she? Pay attention. How does my statement change my tab? Being an affirmative statement, being a negative statement, my tag must be positive. Apple hasn't released iPhone 12 yet. Has it? No, it hasn't. It always releases on September. And classes won't start yet. Will they? I don't know. I hope they will, but I don't think so. Well, there are some exceptions to the rule right there, and I'm going to point them out. First one here, paid attention with I'm not a bad person, RNI. As far as we don't have a short negative usable version for I'm not, we use RNI instead. This is exclusive for this one, but we have other exception with is let's go dance, shall we? This is the specific case for let's. I don't know why did I write this in Portuguese, but forgive me for that. Well, guys, based upon these explanations, you guys have exercise to practice for the vestibular on pages 44, 45, 46, and 47. And the answers for those, together with the feedback from last lesson, which I didn't portray here, so you guys have one more week to do the exercises from last week if you didn't. So I'm gonna show everything live in our next live meeting, which is gonna be next week. And I catch you guys next time. Later.